How you going, everyone? We're back here with the 48215 that we pulled out of storage from Murray Bridge around Christmas time. She'd been put away around 1986. So since then we've gone over all the mechanicals, we've rebuilt the carby, fuel pumps, the brake system's been all gone through. It's had all new cylinders in the wheels, new brake lines put through, master cylinder rebuilt. So we've gone through that. So she's actually up and running really well now. So I just thought I'd give you a bit of a look at the kind of condition the old girl's actually in. She's in really good shape for one of these old 70-year-old cars. So if you have a look down the corners down here, where there's usually issues with rust, as you can see, she's really clean all the way around the firewall and chassis rails on this. Really great shape compared to what some of the ones you see, and the rust concerned in them. Again, just a bit of surface rust down here. So again, you have a look up underneath the bonnet, a little bit of surface rust here and there. As you can see, she was originally the cream colour, but she was painted blue. Now, going by the conversations I've had with my mother-in-law, who's known the Ute for quite a few years before they bought it, seems to be it was painted blue by the original owner before he sold it on in the 60s. Now, we have a look under here for the rust. And we've got a little patch in the corner just here. Now this must be a pretty common spot because we've got the exact same spot as rusted in the driver's side wheel well. Now you have a look in the corner, you can see a couple of little bits of bog coming through the guard, which was obviously patched up back when it was painted. And we scroll up around the chassis rail and guard points, and she's extremely clean all the way around. No rust anywhere at all, just a bit of surface rust that you'd expect. Now on the outside, we've got a little bit of rust coming through the guard here, and again down on the door. But other than that, she appears quite nice and clean through here. A few scratches and nicks through the paint, which would be expected. Up in the rear tray corner where they usually rust, again you can see nice and clean. Roof turrets, not even a bubble of rust coming through on these. So she has spent most of her life indoors being stored, going by what I've been told. Now we'll have a bit of a look up underneath the passenger side rear well. As you can see, just trying to get the lights through while we film. She's actually in really good shape all the way around. She's got a little bit of a bump in the corner here, which it looks like something's caught the wheel at one side, just bumped up and just given a bit of a belt. Again, paint, as you'd expect on a 70-year-old car. It was repainted in the 60s. Old paint, a few nicks and scratches and so forth. But in general, she'll be a good little driver. All the way across the rear beaver and rear tray. And you can see all the way along the bottom of the tailgate there, not rusted out like you usually see the bubbles and stuff. So we'll have a bit of a look around here. In general, she's a nice straight car. She's got a couple little dings here and there, but nothing major. Again, the rear corner, got a bit of a paint flake here, but no rust at least by the looks of it. Again, nice and clean. Roof turrets on the driver's side. No rust bubbles coming through anywhere again. Nice and clean across the front windshield face. We'll have a bit of a look underneath the driver's side wheel well. So she's in really good shape on this side. Not really any damage, a couple little minor bumps and scratches, but in general, really good shape. No rust anywhere. A little bit of surface rust and that's about it. Along the sills, it's nice and clean. The doors, clean all the way through again. A bit of an opener on the door of this one. I'll show you the bottom of the doors. As you can see, still the original factory fold lines all the way around it. And the inside of the doors in good shape too. Side. Yeah, down the corner through the driver's side again. In the front wheel well, as you can see, there's your little corner there with the rust, exact same spot. A couple little swaps of bog coming through this guard as well, as you can see. But as we come up and around, I'll follow the chassis rail and the guard mounts, and she's nice and clean all the way around it. So I've had a look up into the chassis. She's nice and clean. I'll have a bit of a look underneath. I'll slide underneath for you. So here's the driver's side. As you can see here, where they usually collect all that dirt. This corner, she's nice and clean. I did have a heap of dirt I had to pull out of there. Driver's side, front side sill. Really good shape. You can see it's all factory metal all the way around. I was surprised when I climbed under for the first time how good a condition this car is actually in. Even being a country car, I still would have thought the amount of bull dust and stuff that they collect, there'd have to be a few hidden nasty spots. But yeah, down the passenger side sill here again. Oops, sorry. Just try and get in the corner best I can. A bit hard with the fuel tank there. You can see in the corner here, nice and clean again. All the way down. On the side, it doesn't look like there's a dent at all underneath this car, to be honest. As you can see, there's a bit of a leak at the rear of the gearbox, so when I cleaned all the muck off of that, you can still see the factory red oxide paint. So I've since replaced that seal. Had to replace the diff seal as well because that was the same issue. All shocking mounts all the way around. As you can see, just surface rust basically. So we'll slide back out and we'll have a look up underneath the rear section of the guards. So this one you can see that they're not misshapen up on the inside or anything. They haven't had copious amounts of bog put into them like some of these cars I've seen over the years. Still got the factory timber brace up there, which is always a good sign. Again, up on the back corner, bit of surface rust. Again, you see the red oxide up there. All the mounts are nice and solid. Now the spare wheel well, again, straight, not dinged up like a lot of them are. No rust holes. Great shape in general. So I'll see if we can go up on the back of it. Then you can see no rust anywhere. So I've had to put a new exhaust through the car as well. Pretty commonplace for these exhaust to rust. Ours are only made out of mild steel back in the day. So again, inside of the, where are we, passenger side rear guard now. You can see up here, all clean, not dinged to buggery. Again, factory wood support up there. So here's that support damage from this side. Again, yeah, I'd say it's had something come up underneath the wheel and give it a good old belting, but a little bit of panel beating should fix that up. Much better to have to straighten something than to have to replace something that's rusted out. So we'll have a bit of a look in the rear tray. As you see, the corners are in great shape all the way around. Up along the front. Now I pulled off this rear guard just to have a bit of a look at the timber support. There's been a bit of a HQ boy, it's a bit of a novelty seeing actually factory placed timbers in a car. So I had a bit of a look down the side through here. She's nice and straight. No rust. I'll have a bit of a look at the other side in time to come as well. You know, we open up the tailgate. Usually rust right out through here. As you can see, it's all the factory folded steel still. And along the back side, still got all the original timbers and the original bracing bars, which, as we all know, they usually rust and get knocked a buckery over the years, but actually in really good shape in this old girl. Just come back around to the passenger's door. It's got that looking side there while we're walking around, and as you can see, it's all the factory molded metal, a little bit of surface rust here and there, but you know, a bit of a wire wheel and she'll come up perfect. Up through the A-pillars are all nice and clear, through the side. So the holes that we saw through the front guards, that's where they are in through the interior. Seems to be, it's been, must be a bit of a water pooling spot. That's on both sides, but yeah, better look through the interior this time around, and yeah, it's almost like it's on a couple of little bumps and scratches. She's actually in really good shape. Even the old vinyl seats, pretty good. A little bit threadbare here by the looks of it, but still nice and supple enough and not dried and crusty. A couple of repairs there, but in general, this old girl for a 48 215 Ute, which was a country car its whole life, is in great shape. So really was happy with that, and thank you very much to my late father-in-law for the way he stored it up on blocks. We've even still got the original bias ply tyres, so as you can see, a little bit of a swipe there, but the panel damage is very minor, just a bit of a touch up. So now we've done the mechanical and cleaned all the underside and given you a bit of a look at that, it's time for me to start going through and giving her a bit of a detail and touch up to all the expected chips you'd see in the paint. So we've got new rubbers that go down the side down here. We've purchased them ready to go on. And yeah, in general, great old car. Even love the old weather shield visor that we've got on. And the old, this is another funny little thing I saw with her. Going from the last service she had, let's see if we can get it in the shot. But it's due for its service at 66,632 miles. And all these years later, we're only at 66,193,000 miles. So, for what she is, I'm very happy with the condition of her. So there we go, guys, just so I give you a bit of a tour of what she's like. Now we've got her out, given her a little bit of a clean up, gone through mechanically, and yeah, what we're basically looking at here is a great little survivor car that's never been restored. As I said, it was painted in the 60s sometime by the original owner. The mother-in-law believes the original owner was actually a pistachio farmer, so whether or not he thought it worked better with his company having a blue ute than a cream ute, I don't know, but yeah, great old girl in general. Yeah, hope you enjoyed having a look at her.